Hello, everyone. Welcome to Trek on Tuesday. Aaron, I just went ahead and introduced the show without asking your permission as the longtime introducer for the last 3 months. Is that okay?
Please introduce the show, Gina. Yes, you're so much better at it than I am. And I know our audience prefers it when you do the introducing as well.
Honestly,
I'll just tease it and say we're going to tackle a serious topic today related to scouting and camping and the outdoors.
it's true. It is the most scouty topic we could think of, I would think. It's also appropriately timed. And as I was going to say, I don't think they care who introduces the show today. Considering the topic, which is, should we say it together? Why don't you take it away?
I think we should say it together, Gina. 1, 2, 3. S'mores. Today we're going to talk about s'mores. Tomorrow is actually National S'mores Day. So we're here a day early just to kind of get everybody hyped up, I think, kind of get everybody in the mood. Maybe, you haven't been to the grocery store yet. You haven't gotten your s'more supplies for tomorrow. So we're here to help you kind of get hyped.
Aaron, I love s'mores, and I pretty much dust off this topic or this story just about every year when we do one of these shows. I think we hit the s'mores topic a couple times a year, actually.
Mm-hmm.
My summers, I wasn't a scout, so I didn't always make the best decisions. And in the summer, what I would usually eat for lunch was a microwave s'more, because for some reason we always had s'more. Most of the supplies for s'mores last a long time in the pantry, so that stuff was usually in there.
Yes.
And I had a really specific microwave kind of s'more recipe. That's how I made them. Do you have a preferred s'more recipe?
So it's, first of all, I've heard people talk about microwave s'mores before. I've never tried that. I would love to hear from our audience if you guys have done microwave s'mores. How did it work? I guess I'm spoiled. I've only done, a little more authentic. Can you use the word authentic s'mores outdoors by a campfire, or like on a not necessarily a wood fire, but even like a gas grill, gas stove type, in backyard stove type thing. I've done those before. I'm a traditionalist, I think, when it comes to s'mores. Gina, toast that marshmallow. We're going to talk also about how severe you toast your marshmallow. Do you like it rare, medium, well done? There's these are the topics that everyone's talking about. But I'm a basic graham cracker, marshmallow, Hershey chocolate bar over an actual fire guy. That's the only kind of s'more I've ever had in my whole life, Gina.
Wow. I would still encourage you to try the microwave technique. Something very magical happens to that marshmallow in there. It very quickly heats up and kind of like, it almost gets like a creme brulee shell on the outside after it deflates.
Well, let's start with that then, Gina. Tell me how to do a microwave s'more. I guess you put the marshmallow in. You put the marshmallow in first by itself. Nothing else in the microwave.
No.
Okay, that shows you what I know.
Aaron. Guys, he really hasn't done it. He really hasn't microwaved a s'more.
That shows you what I know right there.
So something about the marshmallow is it heats up very, very fast in the microwave, and it also puffs up huge. I like to do, I do not like a s'more. This is whether it's at the campfire or what have you. I do not like a s'more without the chocolate melted. I think that is quintessential, like gooey, chocolatey s'more. Like that's part of it. So I usually take one side of the graham cracker, stick a Hershey's chocolate, little mini broken off Hershey's chocolate on there. Maybe if I'm feeling one extra chocolate, I put it on both sides, right, of my graham cracker.
Like a double meat burger, s'mores burger or whatever. Mm-hmm.
Stick that in the microwave that for a few seconds. I like to just lightly tap the top of the chocolate each time I put it in for a few more seconds, because you want it to just barely be soft at that point.
Okay.
Because then you're going to stick the marshmallow in the microwave.
So when you tap it, you're testing to see how soft it is. You want to make sure it's the right.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Okay. Then you're going to stick that marshmallow on there once you've got that right chocolate consistency, almost right chocolate consistency, because you're going to put the microwave in there for like the marshmallow in there for like 3 seconds. Just 3 seconds. It's going to puff up huge. And then as soon as you stop, it's going to start deflating. And that's when you smash that other side of the graham cracker on there. And I mean, make sure it's not too hot, but eat it because it's good. Just a wonderful texture.
That sounds incredible. Yes, I'm going to have to try that for the first time ever for sure. I think that a s'more outdoors on a campfire, like a lot of camp food, it tastes better just being outdoors with a campfire. But you can also do it in your backyard with a campfire or a little. We have a backyard camp. Wood stove type, portable little, that's not a stove, but I'm talking about just a little portable tray that you carry around that you can start a little mini campfire in without burning your backyard down. That works as well. It's interesting that National S'mores Day is in the middle of the summer. I think it should be ideally a little bit cooler outside around the campfire, a slightly cooler weather to get that hot s'more deliciousness, in a perfect world, I think.
No, I totally agree. That's definitely the origin of s'mores. And then there's, of course, like the classical take on s'mores, which I think of as graham cracker, chocolate, marshmallow. But folks out there have both gotten creative with what you put in there. I think we just saw a second ago putting something like a peanut butter cup instead of just a straight Hershey's bar. Jennifer says you can't burn it in the microwave. That's an excellent point.
I guess that's an advantage, yeah, because I certainly have become victim to my own overzealousness, burning them to a crisp on a campfire.
Absolutely.
That's devastating when that happens. So,
or it falls into the fire. That's very depressing when you've worked very hard.
As long as you pick it up within a few seconds, it's fine. You can still eat it. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Something else funny that's happened in the history of s'mores is not only do we all love s'mores and try to vary that up, everything has a s'mores flavor now. Like Pop-Tarts come in s'mores flavors. There's s'mores ice cream, there's s'mores. Oh, Oreos? Brilliant.
Was not familiar with that. We'll try it though.
Yeah, I think that sounds absolutely delicious. Guys, there's also Brian came prepared.
Yes, look at that.
Drumstick s'mores flavor. Now I'm into that.
Aren't those kind of already that? That's fine though. I've definitely we might have some of those in my pantry right now. Actually, those granola bars.
Oh, that Ben and Jerry's?
Delicious.
So good. Many people's favorite. This is new to me.
New to me as well.
Crispy too.
I'm not familiar with that. Would try it though. Cereal. Would try it also.
Yeah. Oh, what do we think about candy corn that's s'more flavor?
That's interesting.
So we'd like to know.
Honey, have to give that a shot. I have to taste test that to see if that's good.
Real honey though, it's not fake honey.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, well, okay. Most of these I have an initial reaction and then I'm into it.
Right. Exactly.
Yes, love these.
Yes, pretty correct. Oh,
don't eat it.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, this is the only one so far that's not edible.
Chapstick that's s'mores flavored. Oh,
it's three different ones. Milk chocolate. You'd have to go 3 different times to exactly.
Yeah, I like that idea of that. I would try it. We're asking you guys a few questions today in honor of S'mores Day, which is tomorrow. We want to know what kind of s'mores flavored anything have you tried? What are your secret ingredients for your s'mores? But I think the biggest, oldest debate, as I like to call it, Aaron.
Yep.
Do you like a s'more? Do you like a s'more that is, how should we say this? Rare, medium, well done, or straight up burnt?
Yeah, some folks like the straight up burnt. As a former Cub master, I was around many s'more campfires. I feel like Cub Scouts, maybe because of just it sounds cool to them to really, really toast it, really go just a little bit beyond that well done area on in. Maybe not as burnt as this photo here. That looks really burnt, but as far as you can go, eventually, Gina, it does turn into goo and just fall right off your stick into the fire. So you do have to be careful with that. But I feel like a lot of kids really, I'm talking about Cub Scouts, really liked it. Very, very well done. Oh, yeah. I'm probably more of a medium well guy myself. You definitely, for me, it's got to be a little bit toasted. The medium one here, I would probably take it a little bit further than that, but not quite as far as what we've got on this well done photo here. That looks a tiny smidge too well done to me, Gina.
You're getting some agreement in the comments. I'm seeing Dan say medium well. Perfect timing.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan.
You said scouts like well done and burnt. I'm wondering if they actually like the taste of it or if they just like the idea of getting to light it on fire.
Yes, I 100% think,
Yeah.
they don't have much experience with s'mores. They're extremely excited, as well they should be. Another vote for well done. Actually, that's probably a little too well done for me. But I think you're right, Gina. I think the experience is what is exciting for a young Cub Scout, especially if they've never done that before. And they get older, a little bit wiser. Maybe they realize that you can, stop around that medium well done area. And practically speaking, it might taste a little bit better.
This comment from Paul is so true. It's like the ultimate test of patience if you can do a medium. I think, hot take here. I think medium is what most of us want, or like, medium well. But the patience and the like turning, it takes quite a while at a campfire to get that medium, Yeah,
it does. And that's another of Cub Master Aaron's s'more tips. Gina said the magic word patience. I do think it might work better. Again, the younger Cub Scouts love to get that marshmallow right down in there in the flames to where it literally catches fire. I'm a guy who likes to sit back a few inches. Obviously it has to be fairly close enough to cook, but once it catches on fire, my experience, it's almost too late. It's really difficult to salvage that. I know some folks think that's the best thing to do, catch it on fire, blow it out right away. To me, though, hold it a few inches further away, let it cook a little bit longer. Now, it requires patience, and usually it just, it looks so delicious, and you've got everyone around you with stuff in their faces. That's the biggest challenge, is to wait it out for what I think is the perfect s'more. I think somebody said they like theirs to be a little bit charred. Probably can't char it with my technique. Because to char it, you've got to get all up in there in the fire. I'm going to take a step back and wait maybe an extra, 30, 45 seconds or so. Personally, for me, the ideal s'more.
That's your experience and wisdom talking. It's also worth saying, because our health and safety team, if they're watching, is definitely wanting us to point out, yes, kids do and some adults, put those marshmallows in the fire, fling them out, blow off the flame. You're really not supposed to do that. Encouraging your scouts to take the patient route and sit, maybe tell a story, keep an eye on that mallow. And not even get it's not fun to be super close either to the fire because it's just hot. And here's something I didn't know until I talked to health and safety as well. A lot of times I think we have I remember doing this as a kid. You take like wire hangers and you use them to roast marshmallows. Not always a good idea, because sometimes those have paint on them and that's like leaching into the marshmallows. So using a real skewer meant for cooking, or a stick, but even then you got to kind of know where that stick came from. Question, am I leaving no trace?
I'm going to sorry, Gina. This is very, I definitely have some experience. Yes, exactly. David, thank you for the comment. I agree 100%. That area sometimes around the fire, or if there's different parts of the fire where there's hot coals right there, that's primo s'more cooking spot right there, in my opinion. I agree with, I think it was David on that. But you were saying, Gina, I'm sorry.
No, I think I covered it. And I just want to remind everybody, tomorrow technically is our National S'mores Day. And this is the day we are hoping you are making s'mores one way or the other. We are about to go through all of, well, not all, but just a smidgen of the variants we know about related to s'mores. We're asking you guys to comment with how well done you like your mallow in your marshmallow sandwich, also known as a s'more. And we also want to know what kind of variants you like. But Aaron, I was also going to say, you and I love working from home. I think, we work from home quite a bit. But tomorrow I'm going to the office. Do you know why?
Yeah, there's a s'more celebration happening.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
You're not going to miss out on free s'mores. That's all it takes to get Gina into the office, is a little s'more enticement. Real quick, if I could, Gina, you mentioned using sticks. Back in my day, when I was a kid, now this was a long time ago, we absolutely would go, they would say, okay, everybody go grab a stick. And we would grab sticks from the ground, and sticks that had been sitting there in the dirt for who knows how long. You might brush them off a little bit, but can't imagine they were very sanitary. Put a marshmallow right on it, cook that bad boy in the fire. Did the flames sterilize it? I don't think so. No, I don't think they did at all. But we didn't question it. It was delicious.
I mean, Aaron, those sticks could have been like to mark a cat hole.
Yeah, they could have. Who knows? That's 100% correct. Yes. All I know is we didn't break them off live trees. We were told not to do that. They had to be sticks from the ground that were already on the ground. So I do remember that. We definitely didn't break sticks off of, living shrubs and trees and things like that. But I think nowadays those you can buy s'more sticks or whatever they're called at the grocery store, right? Or a camping supply store. Those are actually great. Those are really good. If you don't mind, like you talk, you don't have to worry about the coat hanger having any sort of chemicals on it, paint or anything like that. They're made for this. They really are great.
Right, absolutely. We have another piece of breaking news from Kel. She or he commented the best ingredient I've never thought of putting in a s'more. I don't know how this has escaped me all these years of my life. Bacon.
Okay. Now that is certainly interesting. So I want to make sure I understand this, Kel. So it's pre-cooked bacon. You don't have to worry about cooking it. That makes a lot of sense. You just have to heat it up until it tastes right. So you've got chocolate, marshmallows, graham crackers, obviously, and bacon. That is interesting.
I mean, sweet and savory.
Yes,
there's no sandwich that bacon doesn't complement, in my humble opinion.
Yes, and a lot of people really swear by that sort of salty, sweet flavor. There's a lot of folks who, like chocolate with your popcorn or whatever, things like that. That sort of salty, sweet combination, a little bit underrated, I think.
Bacon and pancakes. I mean, that's the origin. I mean, if we want to go back to the beginning of time.
Absolutely. The beginning of time. Absolutely. I agree. So, Gina, lots of variations on the s'mores theme. I'm, again, a little bit sheltered in that I don't know. I looked at this list earlier. I don't know that I've really tried that many other than your basic marshmallow, chocolate bar, graham cracker. I know we've already had a person comment with bacon, which is an interesting ingredient. There are some other really interesting ideas out there that a lot of people swear by. I really need to try them probably.
Yeah, we heard Reese's peanut butter cup, and we're going to go to an article that you guys, I think, read while I was out or kind of covered, but you can never talk about s'mores too much, in my opinion.
Yeah, we did talk about this briefly when Gina was out, and it is an article that is on scoutlife.org called 11 Tasty S'more Recipes. The first one is pretty straightforward. Boy, another thing to talk about, Gina, you said, and before we go on, let's address this real quick because this is critical. You like your chocolate gooey and melted. Do you find that when you don't have access to your microwave, does the heat from the marshmallow melt the chocolate enough for you? Does that do the trick? How do you do that? Okay.
No, it really doesn't. It doesn't matter how hot that marshmallow is. It doesn't tend to melt the chocolate unless it's Texas summer. Then you don't even have to try to heat the chocolate.
It's practically pre-melted.
Yes.
Exactly.
Or if you can set the graham cracker with the chocolate on top, kind of near the fire. So it's getting kind of that Texas heat near the fire.
So that's what you do. You put your chocolate out near the fire to get it to sort of pre-melt the chocolate a little bit. Interesting.
Absolutely,
see, I've never done that. I always find that the heat of the marshmallow, it makes it a little bit softer and gooier, which has always been fine for me. But I do think that photo that Mr. Brian just showed, it looked pretty incredible. So I may have to try that next time.
I have seen some moms, and I'm sure dads out there, who will bring like creme brulee torches, pastry torches, to heat up the chocolate. They take their s'mores very seriously. I support that. I think that's really a good move to those parents.
Just keep those torches away from the campfire. Health and safety would encourage you
to
do that. But
the whole point is that then you can do that at a picnic table or something away from the fire. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. I love it. I wonder, Gina, what other kind of tasty s'more photos we might be able to look at behind the scenes. Brian,
how about a cookie? How about a chocolate chip cookie s'more?
So we've replaced the graham crackers with cookies. So me being an old school traditionalist, this does not sound as good to me as it should. I love chocolate chip cookies, love marshmallows, love chocolate bar. Putting the three of them together does not do it for me that much. I mean, I'm willing to try anything, Gina. You, thoughts?
Absolutely. I was lucky enough to be at this photo shoot.
Okay. You were part of this. I didn't know that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And
so it was your job you got paid to taste these different things and to try them to at least give them a chance.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I ate all of the ingredients like separate when they weren't made into a s'more. I tried them as s'mores. I think that they all were better together. But no, this is great. This is where we're not using the chocolate chip cookie as your chocolate, as you can see in the photo. We're using it as your bread or your graham crackers. It's the sandwich part. It's what makes this a sandwich. I liked it. Let us know in the comments if you've ever tried this.
Yeah, I would try. I would give it a shot for sure.
Omid suggests mixing in some walnut cookies. Like my mom makes like walnut chocolate chip cookies. You could use those this year.
Yeah, I would imagine you could try to experiment with different kinds of cookies. There's all kinds of delicious cookies out there.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just going to say, yeah, Omid, a little walnut. Yeah, I would try that. That sounds good.
Do you know what was happening in that picture?
I only know it because I have seen this story before. And now this one, I am definitely in. I like this comment from Kel. She said that their staff enjoyed the bacon. Yeah, that's interesting. Also, they do a fudge stripe cookies. Okay.
We've seen that a couple times in the comments, the fudge stripe cookies. That's a great idea.
Well, the photo that Brian just put up on the screen, now this I definitely would try because I'm a big fan of like chocolate minty flavors. And I think what he showed was a peppermint patty, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you got it.
That sounds kind of incredible. Yeah, I would do that. So it looks like you replace the Hershey bar with a peppermint patty. Yeah, I'm in for that. No question about it. That might also be a chocolate. Is that a chocolate graham cracker on the top, Virginia? You can tell us.
I don't think it is. I think it looks like it is. But I like the idea of a chocolate graham cracker. They do make graham crackers in different flavors, so that's worth pointing out. Some people don't like cinnamon, and a lot of times they have kind of a cinnamon taste. So you can find something different. Aaron, you and I have differing s'mores tastes, and that's why we make a great pair because this is not my favorite. Minty, not my favorite.
Doesn't do it for you? Yeah. So I would do this before I would do the cookie one, probably. Yeah.
Bizarre, but to each its own.
That's what makes the world go around, Gina.
Absolutely. You need your mint people and you need your cookie people. Would you rather be a cookie person or a mint person?
You also need your peanut butter people. We had a few people mention peanut butter. And so this is another thing for me, Gina. I love peanut butter cups, whatever. Love marshmallows, love graham crackers. I still don't think this will be at the top of my list of things to try together. You're looking at me like I'm a crazy person. There's Dan, and Dan agrees. Oh, Dan says peanut butter cookies in place of the graham cracker. So that's a little bit different than what we're looking at here in this photo, but that's an interesting idea. Peanut butter cookie.
I don't think that a s'more can be technically healthy, but the peanut butter puts a tiny bit of like something you can justify that there's some protein, some nutrition. Yes. Like if you have low blood sugar, well, this is going to take it up more than you probably need. But
if it's a cold night, a little protein like that might do a slightly better job of warming you up, right?
And maybe it wouldn't make your stomach hurt as much because you've mixed in something that isn't just sugar, but
you have to learn to fight through that, though, Ginny. You have to learn to fight through the discomfort after the s'more. Yes,
absolutely. Okay, that's not all.
Exactly, that's not all. Speaking of bacon, that's not the only breakfast type food that you can use for a s'more. What do you think about this one, Gina? You were there when did you help make this?
I did. I was there for it, but I did not try this one. I think it sounds good. It's just messy. It's the kind of messy you wouldn't want to do in the middle of the workday.
Melted chocolate, toasted marshmallow between two freshly cooked pancakes. I guess technically this could be a breakfast because it's pancakes instead of graham crackers. I would probably eat it at any time of the day. I would try this for sure. I still am not sure it would be as good as the graham crackers, but I'd try it.
Those little mini pancakes, kids tend to like those, but it's a fun one. It's just a creative idea, worth trying. If depending on how your camp out or day camp or whatever you're doing, this might fit into your schedule better than s'mores at night.
Yes, perfect. That's a great point there. Depending on your schedule, you end up doing s'mores for breakfast.
Now, I love this next one. It could also potentially be breakfast, strawberry shortcake s'more, but it's a biscuit. You got a biscuit.
And we're getting into an area here. Again, I would love to hear from the folks watching. And since we have Gina with us here, who was part of the creation of these photos and the story, at what point is it no longer a s'more? All you've got here is marshmallows in the middle. There's no chocolate. Oh, it says it tastes better with a little bit of chocolate, but I'm not sure if there's any chocolate in this photo. It's a marshmallow with I love strawberry jam. I love toasted biscuits. Gina, is this a s'more? Is my question for you. At what point is it no longer a s'more?
If you roasted a marshmallow and you put it in between anything, I think it's
still considered a s'more. Okay.
Yeah. Well, basically, this is the test.
So the marshmallow is what can't be. You can't mess with a marshmallow.
I think so, but this is the true test, Aaron. I'll tell you. So what you do is you eat whatever you've made, and then you ask yourself, "Do I want some more?" And if you would say s'more, yes, please, I want some more, then it is a s'more.
If the answer is yes, then it's a s'more. That seems, you can't really argue with that. That seems like irrefutable evidence right there.
Absolutely.
Of what is a s'more and what's not a s'more. I agree 100%.
Yeah. Okay, this is something a lot of people out there probably haven't thought of and would like, particularly parents and adults with a very complex palate looking for something beyond your average s'more. You put something like an almond joy in there with some coconut. I think it sounds, I didn't get to try this one. I'm very into the idea of trying it.
Yeah, I would experiment, I think, with lots of different variations on the Hershey chocolate bar, the almond joy. I would throw just about any kind of chocolatey candy in there, whether it's an almond joy or anything else you can think of, Nestle Crunch type thing. I would try all of that. I think different combinations that could be very, very interesting. Not a huge coconut guy myself, Gina. Just speaking for myself personally. So this one wouldn't be on the top of my list. Another recommendation for bacon. Stop the show. We have another recommendation for bacon. Amy's going graham cracker, peanut butter cup, bacon, marshmallow, graham. That's a big old bad boy there.
I like it.
I would absolutely.
Talking about a complex palate, that is probably something she's A/B tested many times, and I imagine it's crafted just to hit all of those places on your what is it? The cooking words, like
I don't know exactly, but I know what you mean. Yeah, exactly.
Where there's like all the tastes. I think it probably hits all of those.
Yes, it hits everything.
Wherever umami comes in, the thing that we don't say.
Yes, exactly.
Well, you let us know, Amy. You tested it. Ooh.
So another salty. We've had a couple of folks suggest. We had the bacon suggestion, and a couple of folks that are fans of that salty sweet. Here's another one with Ritz crackers on the top of the bottom. Again, I'm a huge fan of Ritz crackers. I'll pretty much eat them with anything. Would I eat them with marshmallow and a candy bar though?
I'm going no on this one. I don't think, because Ritz have a kind of a sweet aftertaste anyway.
Yep.
I don't know. But I am curious if anyone's tried it.
You wouldn't do it. Okay. I would try it. Yeah.
I like what Joanne's suggesting better, which is a saltine instead of, the Ritz or the graham cracker, because you're not adding in another sweet element. I think there's something there.
That's a very interesting idea. Saltine, and then with marshmallows and chocolate, right?
Right. And she says thick saltine, which kind of makes sense because there is some moisture from the chocolate, potentially the marshmallow, and that could make
you've got to be able to support it.
Salty.
Yes.
Or right. Soggy.
You've got to be able to support that. Yes. Well, a lot of folks will say that mixing that salt and that sweet works way better than you would necessarily think. Didn't we do on Scout Life at some point a recipe for ice cream where you put homemade ice cream that you could make and you shake it up in a football, and there was some sort of salt in there, if I remember right, something like that, right?
That was a behind the scenes Brian collaboration, so I bet he'll let us know.
Yep. The next one is probably really up my alley, definitely my jam. If the Oreo cookie s'more.
So this is what I wonder. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But so on this one, you don't need the chocolate bar. It's just Oreos. It's just the cookies and the s'more and the marshmallow in the middle.
So do you eat the cream filling out of it? Do you include that as part of the sandwich? What do you do there?
Well, you were there, so you would know, but I think you eat the cream filling first. Someone's got to do that. It's a tough job. Someone's got to do it. And then you basically eat it again in the form of a marshmallow. It's like the second time.
I support that as long as you are making your own s'more. You cannot lick and
you
share.
can't share.
Like, I'll make you guys s'mores, and
In that case, yeah. I think what you do in that case, everybody gets an Oreo. Every kid takes apart the Oreo, takes care of the filling. Then everybody gets a marshmallow to put in their Oreo or cooks their own marshmallow.
I could see that being a massive hit with the Cub Scouts.
Yes, 100%. I would do that. Yes, this one would be near the top of my list, right next to the minty one, Gina.
Yeah. Okay. The next one's honestly top of the list for me. So good. Because then if you're we've got Nutella involved, okay? It's your traditional s'more with Nutella slathered on the top and the bottom of the graham crackers, or of the top graham cracker and the bottom. Of course not the top. You've got to keep it clean on the outside.
No, of course not. Yes. Of course.
But this is the answer to if your Hershey's doesn't melt adequately, you're okay. Then you've got kind of like a hard chocolate, a soft hazelnutty chocolate, kind of caramelized marshmallow in the middle. Would you try it, Aaron?
I absolutely would try it. And as weird as it for me to think about it, do you need even the Hershey bar in this case? Does the Nutella not take the place of the Hershey bar, or could it not?
You'd have to try it both ways. It doesn't make, how about marshmallow between two chocolate chip cookies? Ron, you're reading our mind. We like that. Well, I like that idea. Aaron, I think he's feeling off or something because he wasn't as into it. Aaron,
it's all relative based on the other things we've looked at. I'm just saying that wouldn't be at the top of my list of these 10 or 11 recipes that we're looking at here.
Sure. Cookie butter. Oh, now that's not going to come up, I don't think, in our list here. Cookie butter is something I think in the last few years has gotten very popular. You could sub out the Nutella with cookie butter, and that could be really, really good. Although it's kind of graham crackery adjacent.
Absolutely.
That taste.
I would 100% do that. I do have a quick question for you, Gina. What is cookie butter? I've never heard of that before. I don't know what that is.
Honestly, well, it's the butter from cookies. No, I don't. Okay. Honestly, I don't know. It's like spreadable cookie taste.
So it's like a butter that just tastes.
Are you familiar with a Biscoff cookie?
Yes, I am actually. Yes, I am that. It took me a second, but yes, I am.
It's kind of like a spreadable version of that. It's very tasty. If you guys out there, I bet somebody out there has tried it on a s'more. Anyone who's tried it, period, is probably into the idea of trying it on a s'more. Let us know what you think about that. Aaron, one of my least favorite ideas is coming up, to be honest with you.
Well, the idea of mixing in fruit. I don't think anyone has said that yet. If they did,
besides jam,
we missed it. Yeah, I guess jam. That's true. And that brought up the argument for me: is it still a s'more? Here you've got a couple of clementine oranges. I don't know, Gina.
I was not going to try that.
So you didn't try this one. Again, you were on set when all these pictures were taken.
Kel's right.
I guess I'd probably try it, but yeah, banana. Okay, that's interesting because banana and chocolate goes pretty well together.
Or Nutella and banana,
Nutella and banana.
Let me ask the age-old question: Nutella has high percentage of cocoa. Do people like it or not? People, answer, please. I think I know what you're going to say.
I do.
I love it.
I do. Yeah, it's good. It's delicious. Yeah. I don't know, though. I am skeptical about the idea of adding oranges or bananas. Actually does make sense. I feel like banana and chocolate, there's chocolate covered strawberries, right? That's a thing. Oranges, I don't know. I mean, I'd give it a shot probably, but again, it wouldn't be at the top of my list of. That might be below the chocolate chip cookie, Gina, for me.
Guys, we are highlighting everything to do with s'mores because tomorrow is National S'mores Day. We want to take the last few minutes here to highlight how you like your s'more cooked: rare, medium, well done, or burnt, or is it somewhere in the middle? I think, Aaron, you said that you like a medium well, so you went off the scale here.
Yeah, my secret to s'more cooking, you cook it until it looks kind of like it does in that medium picture right here, and you cook it a tiny bit more. Just push it a little beyond there. Don't want it to be, in my opinion, black or charred like it is in the well done one. I know a lot of folks like that, and there's, it tastes good, but for me, the ideal wellness is probably between those two, between medium and well done. I call it medium well, Gina.
A quick callback for anyone who's been watching the show for the last 6 minutes. We were talking about ice cream that you kind of roll around in the ball or like I think it was like playing kind of ball. I don't know, playing
throw
catch.
Football. You throw a football back and forth with it. And doing that, it shakes it up. Yes.
And you said there was salt in that when we had tried it in the past. And Brian says the salt is to make the ice colder. I did not know that was a thing.
I did know that was the thing, but I still think at some point I came across a Scout recipe where there was popcorn or something mixed in there that made it saltier. But yeah, the salt lowers lowers the freezing point, or it does something to the. It makes the ice cream freeze easier, right? Isn't that right, Gina?
That's what he's saying.
Let Brian film it.
I believe him.
I think somehow it helps it.
He's our resident scientist.
Helps it freeze, yeah, or helps it get cold. Yeah, exactly.
Kel is voting for medium rare s'mores.
Yeah,
that's a first vote for that. Yeah.
Oh, medium rare. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, so I would go medium well. That's interesting though, Kel. Yeah, a lot of folks do like my wife. Her s'mores, she likes them just a slightly tiny bit toasted, tiny bit warm. So
okay. Yeah. Now, is this like steak where you're in the danger zone if you are eating your s'more or if you're eating marshmallow rare?
Absolutely not. The good thing about this, Gina, is that, I mean, I did, there were some few people, well done. Wow, we got a well done in the comments. That's good. And there's a medium well. Yep. The good thing about s'mores, and there were some kids in our Cub Scout pack who didn't want them toasted at all. They would just they were raw. They would just go raw marshmallow right on the graham cracker, right on with a piece of chocolate, a Hershey chocolate that's not melted at all.
To me, that is like eating just a totally uncooked piece of steak. And now, health-wise, maybe not, but the idea.
It's definitely not. But yeah, to me, I would prefer it to be at least heated up a little bit. But yeah,
there is one exception to that rule, I feel. Do you know what that is, Aaron?
Exception to what rule?
If your marshmallow needs to, like, if it's just kind of an extreme taste to go no roast on the marshmallow.
Oh, okay. No, what's the exception?
Lucky Charms. Those are a total different class of marshmallow. They're already crunchy. They are good as is. They're too small to toast, but they kind of taste toasted.
I thought, it's funny, Gina, I thought you were about to give me the punchline to a joke. I thought you were setting me up for a joke there, because we do have some s'mores humor. Behind the scenes, Brian has compiled some s'mores jokes in the form of s'more comics, I guess, right? It looks like this is Rey. Obviously, you know Rey from Star Wars, and the animal there, which is called a...
Oh, give me a second.
Yep, give me a second.
No,
I don't remember either.
Oh, I know. Okay.
I know our viewers probably
give me a few minutes. No, it's like ends with the L-E, porg. Does that sound right?
That does sound right to me, but we're going to have our viewers chime in to
confirm if I am right.
I think maybe that is
Aaron's
right.
dethroned as Star Wars person.
I never claimed that throne in the first place. But what's important to note about this illustration is Rey is making s'mores with her lightsaber for a cute little porg down there.
I hope that's right.
I think it is right.
Aaron, do you know there's a famous book about marshmallows?
Famous book about, now see, I get the sense then this is definitely going to be a joke. Finally, famous book about marshmallows. No, I don't know. What's the?
It's not a joke. Author was Graham Cracker.
See, it was a joke.
Now, and Mrs. Mello, Marcia Mello.
Hang on a second. Go back, Brian, real quick to that last one. I just want to point out that, see, this is funny. The snowman has to use an extra long stick, otherwise he would melt in the fire. He's got to keep his distance. Cub Scouts, you do the same. Keep your distance from the fire. It's dangerous.
Kel wants to know if we've ever used Peeps as marshmallows. I've heard of that, but I never tried it. I'm sure it is good.
I had Peeps a long, long time ago. I don't know that I ever made s'mores out of them. They're kind of delicious. They're extremely sugary and sweet. Never used them with a s'more, package, but that's an interesting idea for sure.
Absolutely. And those are pretty big.
They are.
I guess they're another exception to marshmallows that are pretty good before they're roasted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. They're kind of yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Aaron, this is another comic related to
one. So, and this is obviously young King Arthur, who is using Excalibur, which he pulled from the stone. Is that right? Did he get Excalibur from the stone?
Yes, and that's how he's the king.
Right. And he's using it, though, Merlin, not Obi-Wan Kenobi, because you might think that's Obi-Wan. It's actually Merlin.
Speaking like right? Yoda.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of interesting. That's why it's kind of confusing. Yes. One does not toast marshmallows with Excalibur, which is good advice. Don't use a sword to toast your marshmallow with. I agree with that.
But why? Seems like the perfect thing.
Here's Batman, and he is using a batarang to toast his s'more, which is cool, very appropriate. Yeah. And I also especially
so that one's okay, but not the sword.
Yes,
okay,
that's exactly right, Gina. Why is that okay? Because it's Batman. He's my favorite, and I also just want to point out I love the old school Batman colors. That's my Batman right there, the sort of light blue and gray Batman suit.
That's Aaron's
You don't see that anymore, Gina.
So he's not Star Wars guy, but he is taking the throne as Batman guy.
We hope everybody enjoys National S'mores Day. Hopefully we've gotten you in the mood for it. You still have time to go to the grocery store this afternoon or this evening. Stock up on whatever you need. Graham crackers, marshmallows, Hershey chocolates, maybe some mints, peppermint patties.
Ooh,
Gina,
yeah.
Peanut butter cups.
Flavored marshmallows like Dan is suggesting.
Flavored marshmallows. Chocolate chip cookies.
Nutella
for sure. Yep.
Cookie butter.
Little oranges, maybe.
I have some, but I'm not putting them on.
Yeah.
More.
Right. Depends on how adventuresome you want to be. Biscuit,
strawberries, bananas. Yes. Yeah.
I like the idea a little bit more like strawberry jam. That sounds good.
Yeah.
To me.
Pancakes, great callback.
Yep. There's lots of options out there. I hope that everybody has fun experimenting. Make them in your microwave like Gina does. Make them over a fire, whatever's easy, whatever you have access to.
Bad, make them in your microwave. Right. Make a s'more tomorrow somehow. Tag somebody in the comments who needs to know tomorrow is National S'mores Day. Do not let it go uncelebrated. There's still time to make sure everyone knows that it's tomorrow.
Yes, and as we are heading into the fall, your very first Cub Scout family campout is probably going to come up here in another month or two. Don't forget the s'mores, Gina. It doesn't matter another thing I've learned, a little bit of Aaron's wisdom here. It doesn't matter how bad the campout is if you have s'mores. As long as you have that, everybody has a good time.
Right. The number one thing that keeps kids in the program until they're 18 and into the scouting program is if they were given s'mores.
A steady dose of s'mores throughout all those years. Yes.
That's not a true fact, but it honestly might be. Not yet studied.
Should be studied, though. We need to look into that.
Yeah, sure. Write that down. I'm writing it down. Everybody, happy S'mores Day tomorrow. Share your pictures with us. Keep commenting. We'd love to know if you try any new recipes. Come back, comment, let us know what those are. We will always, for all of Scout Life's life, be making s'mores articles and trying different kinds of s'mores. So give us the intel.
Absolutely. And then next summer on National S'mores Day, maybe we'll share a picture of your s'more, your creation.
Absolutely. Well,
thank you guys for watching, everybody. Gina, thank you so much. We're so happy to have Gina back, starting the show like she always did. We'll have Cub Chat Live. Gina's hosting Cub Chat Live this Friday, I think. That's going to be exciting. And we'll be back for another episode of Trek at 2 next week. Thank you all for watching. Happy S'more Day to everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye, everybody.